Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Aquarius June 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as June goes, the Sun will be in Gemini from the 1st until the 21st, so the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there can be a strong concentration of energy, focus, attention on love, romance, amusement, enjoyment, children, gambling, speculation, hobbies, and creative endeavors. Now, being in Gemini, this could be done with a lot of vivaciousness and a lot of animated energy, a very spirited manner, very lively, but yet somewhat superficial, because remember that Gemini energy is not the most persistent, and it really generally does lack that stick-to-itiveness energy such as Taurus. Now, also, there could be a lot of loquacious energy connected with these 5th house matters, because remember that Gemini energy often will talk about doing a lot of things but may not always follow up and actually do what's being said connected with that energy. So anyway, next thing up is the Sun will be in Cancer as far as June goes from the 21st until the 30th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, attention put on work, employment, the daily routine, service, hygiene, and even pets, perhaps. Now, given that this is Cancerian energy, this could be done with a lot of strong emotion, sensitivity, reasons for safety and security. You might even decide to get a pet, like such as a dog, maybe to kind of ward off potential burglars and maybe people and intruders in your home, for example. This could also be done with a lot of like Cancerian sympathetic energy and a lot of tenacious energy and really clinging energy as well. And this could also shine the light on, in some cases, a Cancerian type health issue, such as something perhaps with the stomach, the chest area. So anyway, next thing up is the new moon will be in Gemini on June 13th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there can be a new Gemini love relationship. Perhaps it could be with a Gemini Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply one that embodies Gemini-like characteristics. This could be a new Gemini hobby that you might start or embark on at this time. It could be some connected with writing, journalism, even something which requires dexterity, such as auto or refrigeration mechanics, maybe repairing computers. Maybe something you might start new that could be a Gemini-like enjoyment. It could be something like Scrabble, or playing some kind of new Gemini game you might start. Scrabble, Sudoku, Tetris. And it's also, too, maybe it could be, remember that the 5th house is also about speculation. So it could be a time where maybe you start to invest in some kind of Gemini-like firm, or I should say some kind of Gemini-like stock, such as some kind of communications stock, something connected even with computers, perhaps. So anyway, well, the full moon will be in Capricorn on June 28th, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. At this time, this could be the end in some cases of a Capricorn clandestine affair. In some cases, it could be with a Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or one that may embody Capricorn-like characteristics, or it could be something connected like with a business, somebody you might have known in business, perhaps that was in business, or a government person, political person you might have had a clandestine affair with. Also, it could, in many cases, it could be the culmination or completion of a Capricorn-like project that was done in solitude and seclusion, something connected with information technology. It could have just been doing some general mundane work, something connected with the government or some political work, something that might be Capricorn related. In some cases, this could be about the unveiling or revelation of some kind of, in some cases, it could be, a Capricorn like hidden adversary, um, Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or one that embodies Capricorn-like characteristics. This could be a time too. Some cases it could be the revelation of some Capricorn-like mental illness. It could be depression. I mean, for example, something that could be that's connected with strong despondency, and also maybe a revelation or unveiling of some kind of maybe a depressing or very limited private life at this time, and also a lot of that full, intransigent, consistent Capricorn-like energy, real ambitious energy, into helping those less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, and hungry. Anyway, next thing up is Mercury will be in Gemini as far as June goes from the 1st until the 12th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Aquarius, this could be about a lot of speaking with a lot of eloquence and diction, with children, with a romantic partner, maybe somebody that's prominent in your fun, amusement, your hobbies. This could manifest perhaps in expressing manifold ideas in terms of having fun, the amusement and enjoyment. And also, in some cases too, this could be like, remember that Mercury can also be connected with siblings. So this could be like Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant siblings, or ones that embody Gemini-like characteristics, might figure more prominently perhaps in one's fun, amusement, enjoyment, maybe even maybe their love life. It could be people that are very inquisitive and wanting to know about maybe a romantic partner you're involved with and want to offer their free advice, so to speak, whether it's warranted or not. And also too, this could be about maybe expressing manifold ideas connected maybe with things that you can maybe invest in, because this is, 5th house is also about speculation as well, and the mind might be really restless in terms of maybe what you might be deciding to invest in, such as stock or some kind of company or what have you. So anyway, next thing up is Mercury will be in Cancer as far as June goes, from the 12th until the 29th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Aquarius, this could be, the way this could manifest in some cases, it could be very emotional communication about your health and about your work life. You might be more sensitive to criticism and ridicule from fellow employees, from people in your daily routine, even aunts and uncles in some cases perhaps. And also too, this could be about extemporizing speech or communications with 6th house people, such as aunts, uncles, people in your daily routine, people prominent in your work and your health life, and even ones that you might be of service to. Now, remember too that Mercury, again, as I've stated before, is also about siblings. So Cancerian Sun, Moon, Ascendant siblings, or even ones that may embody Cancerian characteristics, might be more prominent in your employment at this time, and maybe your figure more prominently in your daily routine. They might also have more propensity to cause some kind of worry at this time, because remember, the 6th house in astrology corresponds with Virgo. It is considered like the house of worry. So anyway, next thing up is Mercury will be in Leo as far as June goes, from the 29th until the 30th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time for Aquarius, this could be, in some cases, Leo energy could be boastful energy. You might be boasting in some cases about some legal accomplishments you may have had where you were triumphant, that you've won legal battles, and you might be also, or at least thinking with a lot of confidence and self-assuredness regarding them. It could be more about dominating conversations with others in general, with a significant other, perhaps somebody you may know in a business partnership, or somebody connected with the law perhaps, or some other 7th house career or job or what have you, position. Also too, remember again about Mercury being more than just about communication, also can be connected with siblings. So if applicable, this could be in some cases about Leo Sun, Moon, Ascendant siblings, or ones that simply embody Leo-like characteristics, might figure more prominently just in your maybe your relationships, perhaps as far as maybe they're speaking their mind regarding maybe people you need to be involved in or who not to be involved in, or maybe advice on dealing with hidden adversaries. I'm sorry, not hidden adversaries, open adversaries and legal issues. Perhaps there may be situations with your significant other. And anyway, well, the next thing up is Venus will be in Cancer as far as June goes, from the 1st until the 13th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Aquarius, this could be in some cases about expressing feelings of sympathy toward aunts and uncles, people prominent in your daily routine, maybe in your work life, perhaps maybe more feelings connected with more nurturing energy with these people. And also too, you might be feeling more protective of those that you do service and people that are prominent in your health, your work life, and your daily routine, aunts and uncles. Now, money from, in some cases, money from the home and family this is something that might maybe put maybe curtail worry to some degree, because remember the 6th house is connected with that. And in some cases too, it might be money from the home and family might actually, or people, when I say at home, people prominent in your home life and your family, might be beneficial toward health matters. It might be going toward payments you need to make to a doctor, or in any way. Also too, this could be a time, Aquarius, if you're unattached, you might connect with a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, someone prominent in your daily routine, or it could be a fellow employee, or maybe someone that simply embodies Cancerian characteristics. And anyway, the next thing up is, as far as June goes, Venus will be in Leo from the 13th until the 30th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Aquarius, this could be, in some cases, this could manifest in extravagant spending on others in general. It could be on legal fees, divorce. It could be on lawsuits as well. And also loving others in general with a lot of that Leo-like ferocity. And also too, the way this can manifest, if you're unattached Aquarius, you might meet a Leo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant in some legal field. It could be in some arbitration, something connected with negotiation. Remember, talking about the 7th house. And it could be something where also as well, I mean, looking at this could be where you might value extroversion and gregariousness with others in general, the significant other, even the grandmother in some instances, and also the enjoyment of generosity and in being magnanimous with people connected with the 7th house, again, such as a significant other, or it could be a business associate, business partner, or even the grandmother in some cases. So anyway, next thing up is Mars will be in Aquarius and will be retro from like the 26th to the 30th. And the 1st house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Aquarius, this could be in some cases the situation perhaps with people you know from your early childhood might be more acrimonious and contentious than usual. It could be somebody that might be somehow connected to your physical body, especially if this is the actual 1st house. And when I say this, it could be someone such as a workout partner, or some kind of, or maybe like one of those coaches that at a gym. So like a fitness instructor, I guess what I'm thinking of. Also too, that this could also be about being angry at some bizarre or idiosyncratic behavior connected with someone from your early childhood. In some cases, it could be somebody that might be figuring prominent in your outlook on life. And also, too, this could be about certain sporadic and erratic energy to improve the appearance and really and a lot of and could be where you're putting a lot of energy into this, perhaps even though sporadic and erratic, but it could be making an unusual change in your appearance, given this is Aquarius energy. And also remember too that this, I mean, that Mars does rule gunfire, and I'm saying, in some case, this could really, I mean, it can increase the propensity a little bit for some kind of really unanticipated, unpredictable, chance of really encountering gunfire, because Mars is connected with that, and of course Aquarius is unusual, very unpredictable energy. So it's just something to be a little bit extra careful of, but really more about propensity, greater propensity for some kind of unusual accidents that might affect the physical body, especially if this is actually hitting the actual first house in a natal chart. So these are some things to look at as far as this goes. And also remember, it's going to be retrograde at the end of the month, so kind of like end of the month period, you might be going back to doing expending energy, doing something Aquarius related, such as something with computers, electronics, astrology, aerospace, even model rockets. It could be something you might enjoy, something that could be Aquarius like, and it could be something that, I mean, people can obviously, I mean, looking at this, it's something that could really stand out to others, given we're talking about the first house energy, and people can see perhaps on a first impression that these are whatever it is you might be going back to. It might be Aquarius like that. It could be something of a strong interest to you on a first impression. So, and also perhaps stronger increased vitality and energy at this time, more so than usual. So anyway, next thing up, Jupiter will still be in Scorpio, and it will be retrograde, and the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, as I've talked about in previous videos, remember that Jupiter can be paradoxical. It's very strongly benign and really benevolent, but it can also have a tendency to expand and enlarge things. In some cases, this can increase surreptitious and nefarious, even sneaky or manipulative behavior at your place where your career is connected to. It could be with a dominant parent, which is often the father. It could be with authority figures, or even people that are doing things in a very sneaky manner that is connected with maybe your reputation. And anyway, although on the positive side, this could manifest perhaps in having some luck and fortune through the transformation or metamorphosis of a career, or it could simply be really about going perhaps through luck, through subterfuge and superficiality in people prominent with your career, and perhaps even with authority figures and the dominant parent as well. And even perhaps some luck and fortune. It can be very fortuitous through Scorpio-like career endeavors, such as the occult, supernatural, include astrology, alchemy, investigation, forensics, even locksmithing. And anyway, given that this is retrograde, remember that this could be about a review of perhaps a profound philosophy connected with improving one's stature in life, and things associated really maybe even with the connection with the dominant parent as well. And anyway, next thing up is Saturn will be in Capricorn still. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted, will be retrograde. So anyway, this could be the way this could manifest for Aquarius. This could be where Aquarius might be more introverted, introspective than usual. I have Saturn in the 12th house in my natal chart, and I do think that does figure very prominently in my introversion. I have preponderance of planets below the horizon. I know that plays a role, but I know other people that have preponderance of planets below the horizon, and they have a lot more outgoing energy than me. I do believe that Saturn, that 12th house energy, is very introverted and introspective, without a doubt. Anyway, sorry, going off on a Gemini moon tangent here. What I want to get at as far as this goes, well, This could be a time where you might deal with sorrows secretly, and this could be also a period where you might discard what's frivolous in your life, what's inhibiting you, trying to eliminate, really restrict your limitations and restrictions at this time. And this could be also a period where you might be feeling more despondent, more melancholy and solitude and seclusion. And also, this could be about laborious work and seclusion. It could be something Capricorn related, such as government, political work, information technology, even dental work. If you have started something, maybe a dental, some kind of dental clinic out of your home, for example. And also, the way this could work out, I mean, this could also be about the fear of the unknown as well. And in some cases, it could be about the passing of the father in some cases. And I stated before, I have this position natally, and sadly my father had passed away when I was 3 years old, unfortunately. Anyway, next thing up is Uranus will be in Taurus, so the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So this could be about a time expressing perhaps a lot of unusual values connected with the family, perhaps the formulation of ingenious money-making ideas, perhaps with one close to home. It could be out of the home. It could be making some money out of your home and with family members. And also, too, persistent, loyal, and steadfast friends might factor in to your foundations at this time, more so than usual. It could even be Taurus friendships, Taurus Sun, Moon, Ascendant friendships, or ones that simply embody Taurus-like characteristics. This could be about a lot of unusual persistence, getting to your roots, about your ancestry, and also connected with traditions as well at this time. And this could be a time too where you might, this is about really maybe is something, if you're at the latter part of your life, it could be a time where you might be experiencing unusual situations or circumstances. And if you're not at that latter part of life, that end of life period, this could be a time where you might be formulating some really new, maybe ideas, and in which could get you very more prepared for that period, such as something really about getting yourself financially ready, as an example. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the 2nd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time for Aquarius. This could be a time where Aquarius might be dealing with some deception and duplicity regarding things of a monetary nature. Aquarius needs to be extra careful and prudent at this time, more so than usual, regarding signing monetary contracts. And also, too, unfortunately, in some cases, this could be something where, where drugs or alcohol can impact one's value system at this time, and even the values themselves and financial situation might be somewhat nebulous and unclear at this time. The financial situation, there might be a lot of chaos and confusion connected with it. You might be going through disappearances of possessions, your resources at this time. They might be dissipating and dissolving. A lot of this depends on aspects that this is making 2 points in your natal chart. If you're getting, say, an adverse aspect from this going to your Venus, say, your natal Venus, then this could be something where you might really be experiencing really some mysterious activity or some kind of disappearance going on with your possessions, your resources, things of a monetary nature. Also, too, you really got to be careful of financial fraud during this time. But on the positive side, given this is Neptune energy, you might be making you're really doing something in terms of generating income through something Neptune related, such as photography, chemistry, the metaphysical, which can include astrology, and something, so just anything that could be special effects. And also, too, unfortunately, this could be about the dissolving or dissipation of one's self-esteem and self-worth, but or at least it might be somewhat unclear at this time. So anyway, next thing up is Pluto will be in Capricorn. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, This could be a time for Aquarius where being maybe somewhat obsessive, compulsive, might be one's self-undoing at this time, being overly, doing something. This could also, though, on one positive end, could indicate power and control over hidden adversaries at this time. In some cases, this could really indicate powerful hidden adversaries, and really there might be some upheavals going on in the private life at this time. You might feel, another thing too, is that remember that the 12th house is also about aunts and uncles. I know a lot of you don't want me to talk about the dreaded D word, but I do it anyway. And in some cases, this could actually be the literal death of an aunt or an uncle. Remember, the 12th house represents the dominant parents' siblings, usually the father's siblings, which of course would be your aunts and uncles. And another thing too about this is that there can be power struggles with aunts and uncles at this time, and also with people prominent in your private life. You might feel that your private life, solitude and seclusion, you might feel like it's somewhat obliterated or even destroyed at this time. But remember that Pluto energy can be also it's about rebirth and regeneration. So if it seems like something is destroyed one time, it could always be supplanted at another point in time. And also, too, remember the 12th house. Some cases this could be about a powerful mental illness or controlling mental illness can set in. It could be like an obsessive compulsive thing could happen. And if you already have something like this, it might unfortunately give a little power to it. Also, too, remember that the 12th house is about those less fortunate than ourselves. So you might feel some getting power by maybe helping those that are less fortunate than yourself, such as the homeless, impoverished, the oppressed. You might be giving them power to help themselves as well. Next thing up, the North Node will still be in Leo. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, remember that when the North Node is in transit, this could be about issues one has to confront and address. This could be about perhaps having to confront an arrogant, domineering, bombastic, overbearing. It could be a significant other, a business partner, maybe a grandmother in some cases, and even in some cases an open adversary, and having the courage, the fortitude, and self-assuredness to do so. And also, too, it might be a point where you might have to be somewhat extravagant regarding, legal fees, court fees, maybe even something connected with the divorce in some cases, and also about being more magnanimous in connection with others in general, and maybe being lauded and getting that attention and recognition for things that you do for the significant others, for perhaps someone you know in a business partnership, or even the grandmother in some cases. And it could be a time too where you might feel you're directed toward maybe collaborating with someone or with others, doing something that might be Leo related, something connected with the theater, movie production, acting, something where you might be working with children, in some cases even something sports related, or even doing something connected with the heart, such as cardiology. So anyway, next thing up is the Black Moon will be in Capricorn. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time for Aquarius, remember when we talk about the Black Moon, this could be about a revelation or unveiling. This could be about the revelation or unveiling of, in some cases, a Capricorn hidden adversary. And it could be a Capricorn sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply one that embodies Capricorn-like characteristics. This could also be the time where, remember we're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, the way this could manifest. This could be about an unveiling or revelation of something connected with you that you didn't want out of the bag, but happens to come out anyway, so to speak. And it could be, in some cases, a really depressing, limiting, private life. That's really which is causing a lot of despondency. It could be about some kind of depressing mental illness in some cases. Some cases too, I mean, the black moon Lilith could also be about what could put one in a strong state of trepidation and fear. And given this Capricorn energy, and you're talking about the 12th house, this could be about losing that authority, so to speak, in one's private life. And really, and two, also really get going, and maybe even something that given that this is the 12th house, this could just be something that you really wanted hidden very strongly. You're talking about the black moon Lilith and the 12th house, and this could be something too where really in some cases this could just really be about just a restricting, depressing, it could be a private life situation that could be going on, and some kind of in some cases too. It might have been something that maybe, the 12th house is also about imprisonment. Maybe there's a criminal record that becomes unveiled. That could have been something federal, like a government-related crime or something connected with business, some kind of collusion that comes out of the bag or unveiled in some cases. So anyway, next thing up, last but not least, Chiron will be in Aries. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aquarius. So at this time, remember that Chiron is about what can give us emotional wounds and suffering. This could be about dealing with contentious, acrimonious experiences with neighbors, siblings, cousins, even people prominent in your communications. It could be where siblings and neighbors might be becoming a figurative headache at this point in time, and really about not really showing initiative and enterprise, maybe in dealing with matters connected with your neighbors, with your siblings at this time, and not maybe taking, it might even be connected with not taking those short journeys when necessary. That could have helped you out in some way, shape, or form. And two, this could also be about dealing with actual accidents, car accidents as well, due to impulsive or impetuous driving, and maybe foolhardy driving, because Aries energy, of course, could be very impatient and impetuous, to say the least. You might feel, given, you're talking about Chiron and Aries, this could be about where one is feeling somewhat unworthy at this time and not fitting in. You might be going through a period where you might not feel like you're not fitting in your own neighborhood. If you have siblings, maybe you don't feel welcome by them. You might feel like an outcast in your neighborhood, and might be even dealing with volatile situations in your neighborhood as well, and maybe even with someone you know from your early education. But remember that Chiron is the wounded healer, so in the ways that you might be going through suffering and difficulty connected with Chiron and Aries in the third house, you may be able to help others out dealing with comparable issues, and do so with a lot of areas like courage, fortitude, assertiveness, aggressiveness, and enterprise. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Aquarius June 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Pisces June 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.